Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Let's look into the template, how to create a template, how to change the template, how to make configuration changes to the template, those kind of things. If you are able to recall, I told you we can only make changes in the template, only if that has not been used. If it's used, we are not able to do it. Then what will be the configuration they are looking? Anything can be changed or no, or create a new template. Basically, 2023 template they cannot. 22 template they cannot change because it's already been used, but the template which they're going to use it for 2024, they might be able to. They create new templates, a copy from the previous one, or they create an entirely new one. Yes, correct. Whatever changes, once they copy, they can make changes on the template. Yes. Let's look into that area today. Focus on that one today. I think that will prepare me for next week meetings here. Talent and performance go same. Performance review template and talent review template are same. Yes, performance is a part of the toilet body. Normally, if in case they ask you about anything and everything is possible. There are some limitations. With respect to automation or anything that might come up, but mostly whatever they will say, it will be feasible. Just to give you an idea, you have to tell them, hey, give me your requirements and let me do the configuration in Sandbox. Let me test it and then I'll get back. Tell the training that we will have you will know enough that you can ask any questions and you will have an idea what can be done and what cannot be done. All normally during the calls only you can discuss. This is what they're expecting, and if in case you have any questions with respect to us, to that you can discuss with them. Now let's get back to the transaction for that lady. Open Johnson Elysium. Cancel this. We do not want to manually advance. Now proxy has a click on self-evaluation. Normally see skip for now, get started. Normally, if you see here, you can see what are columns. You can see objectives, you can see values, you can see overall performance, you can see additional documents. This is what all they have created. Can you go to the employer? Review previous tab once. Don't click anything. Can you see here which one? This one. For now, don't click anything here or else it will be gone because you're in proxy and that's our tab. Just review the section type. There are different sections. That is here. Sometimes they can tell you about questions. Whatever naming you have here, it can be changed. If you see the section label, override. Let's take an example, accomplishments. You want to use that section, whereas you Do not want to name it as accomplishments. You want to name it as something else. Accomplish only, not accomplishment. Or achievements, whatever you will mention in the section label. Override, that is what it will be visible. Go to the next tab. Let's take an example. I mentioned achievements. In the first tab, achievements will pop up. Oh, click on add. Click on plus add. Here, these are the various options that is available. This is how it will look normally. They are going to give you a requirement to let. I want one object, I want one values, I want overall performance. Performance, additional documents, review and submit. This is how, maybe within all these things, they might want to make some changes. Can you scroll down? If you see your comment is not mandatory here. They might ask you, comment should be mandatory. Milestones should not be visible. Should not be visible. Category should not be visible. Should be visible. All these things can be altered. This is objective first step, basically. What the employees are saying, basically. Go to a Normally, if you look in the value section, they have mentioned some questions. Normally, what will happen from the configuration perspective is they will give you some questions. We want all these questions on which their employees are going to answer. Talking about the first question, this is your mess. They have mentioned few things with respect to that for depending upon which the employer should answer. Answer is important and mandatory. If they can tell you, normally that will not be the requirement. They will not tell you not to mandate this. But talking about the feasibility point of view, we can keep this answer as a mandatory or as a mandatory. Optional way as if in case, if you go and try to submit here, if you do not write anything in the answer, it will not allow you because the answer is important. This all items can be set up. All these questions that you see here, everything can be created a new one. You can add new questions. Here's a clip that I will tell you how it will be done, but I'm talking to you about the instructions part. Scroll up, scroll to the top. You can see the value section. There is instructions. This is something which will be done. They might not want to have the same one. They might have something else, whatever they want. Everything can be changed and altered. Go to Golo. Overall performance. Within this, whatever content you are seeing here, you can see in the answer is not mandatory. Similarly, they can ask you for values. Or in other way, overall performance. This they can ask you to mandate this overall. Performance part. Whatever they ask, whatever additional questions they want to have, anything that can be set up. Talking about here, we have rating. This rating is mandatory. If they can ask you, I want to remove this rating part from here. Again, that is feasible. Normally, what you have to understand is from the requirement perspective. Whatever screen you are seeing now, this is where you can see the rating part. They will ask you to make changes. Are you getting it? No, that's clear actually. I know. That will be a requirement. This is the current template and these are the proposed changes. And they'll ask me, can we make the changes according to the requirement? They'll give me all. Normally when implementation happens, we get the requirement differently. Normally the requirement would be For the employee self-evaluation, these are the sections that we want here. We have 4 sections. Ignore the review and submit. Review and submit is the default one. Objectives value go to the next step. Values, overall performance, additional documents. These are the 4 sections that they have. They can ask you, we want to have only 2 sections or we want to have 5 sections. They will let about the sections. This whole section we want. Within objective section, this is the content that I want. Within value section, this is the content that I want. Within overall performance section, this is the section that I want. Similarly, additional documents. We want a section as a document. The document should be mandatory if in case they mention something. This is exactly how it will look. Normally you fill this. Complete this from objectives. Go to objective. Complete all that is not mandatory. Ignore that. Don't click on plus. Mention all the mandatory. Values we have mandatory. Mention some tests. Because I am trying to show you how exactly you will gather the requirement or how you will get the requirement. This is really helpful, absolutely. This was perfect. Because if you understand how to gather the requirement, after that, doing the configuration will be easy. If I know the requirement properly, correct, you are in overall success. If nothing is mandatory, scroll at the bottom. Just give yourself a rating, click next. Submit it not required, then review and submit. That's it. And it goes to the manager. You saw save for later. That is replaced by save, the one that we saw previously. In one of the 2024 R2 features, do you remember the save thing? Yes, now we had save for later. Yes, save for later is no longer in the preview. Yes, they moved it to 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Something. Yes, if I have been to that screen for 90 seconds, it will get auto-saved. Now click on New Details. Click on the related action of Bell, Tiara and Proxy. Now, initially what you saw, you have seen from the employee perspective. Now we will look into the manager perspective. Click on Manager. Get started. Same, we are able to see the objective sections. We are able to see all the sections that was there at the employee level. Click on Values. And within Values section, you can see Manager Comment section. This is not mandatory. For employee, it was mandatory. They may ask you, Manager, as I want to have the comment as a mandatory option. We can do that. Scroll to the bottom. No need to mention anything. That's because nothing is mandatory. Go to Next. See, whatever you can see, we are able to see the same thing. That was appearing for the employee well in. Here, the comment section is not mandatory. If in case they want us to make it mandatory, we can do that. Scroll to the bottom. Both the screens can be changed. Employee screen and manager screen off. Configuration wise, I'm talking about. For employee screen, we can mandate it. For manager screen, we cannot mandate it. In whichever way we want, we can do that. That is feasible. That is feasible. Go next, and then additional documents are required. Go to overall performance first. Go to overall performance first. If you scroll down at the bottom, you can see the rating is not mandatory here. Oh, this should be mandatory. It should be mandatory, but it is not. This is something you can suggest them. I was just reviewing, and I saw the manager's rating section was not mandatory. But here I'm talking about annual review. This is something that they have not used in similar ways. You can try for Performance Review 2023. And you can observe. Based on that, you can discuss because as of how exactly the UI they want. And what are the questions that can come up? Just mention meets expectations. Now click next. Go to next. This is overall. Here in the review and submit, you will be able to see all the items. This is by default that we should have. And after that you can submit it. Submit. It goes to the manager submit. Something managers manager. Talking about this process, let's know view details. Managers manager. I think this is one of the requirements they were talking about. Let me proxy first because it says manager evaluation in the inbox. It should be something else. It says manager evaluation. It doesn't. Sometimes say. This is third. Second level evaluation. They wanted to make this. Looks change. What change you mean, sir? It says manager evaluation. Once the candidate, the employee, completes the review, it goes to the manager. It says manager evaluation. When it goes to managers also, it says the same thing, manager. Evaluation, they want to do differentiate that level. This is for managers manager. Not manager evaluation. That I go to that. I said remind me in the next session I will check and I will let about the feasibility. Click on that. You will just approve. He doesn't do anything actually. He'll have to just get started. He will be able to see all the items and he have to approve. Oh, he can go directly to summary, no required to be objective values and all. No. If he doesn't it, he will send back. He'll say, hey, this rating is not correct. He will send back. It will go to Belterra. You can click on accrue and this is done. This is our to-do kind of performance review discussion. Just proxy open that. It's kind of more of a to-do list to do to complete. But you can see the instructions part. That can be configured. If you see you have to change the instructions, the action concludes the 2023 performance review. This should be updated. It should say 2024. These are the changes. Default changes that we have to do. Oh, once we copy it from the previous year, you're saying, correct. How we can change this, how we will get the requirements and all in the next session. What I will do is, I will show you how the employee section is done, how the manager section is done and how this is this reduction. Stop the proxy. Now do the performance review for someone. Especially that should be fine. Review template performance by Typa Annual Review Performance 2023. No, don't go with annual review. Go with performance. I don't think that they're using annual review here. They're using this one, 2020 end review. Start go. This date period is when the performance review starts and when the ends. The date is cut off, basically. But then this period they have to complete. If they don't complete, then they cannot do anymore. We can extend that. That is the other thing that you have to do. But normally it should be done within that only. And suppose somebody have done the performance review and the period is closed and they want to make changes. Then what? You open this review period again. No, we can make the changes. Come back to that later. Let's do this first. Why are all these questions coming? Because I saw that in discussion. That's. Now see, your task is now you go ahead and review this. And in the next session, come back. Come back to me and let me know what you observed, how it is different, and what changes you expect from this to the 2024. Imagine yourself as a talent admin. And from that perspective, and discuss from there. And after that, see into the configuration part. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.